episode of the Sartorial Geek podcast is sponsored by Starship Therapies. Starship Therapies is a podcast that boldly explores all things pop culture, fandom, and psychology. It's hosted by Justine and Larissa, who take traditionally boring and serious topics and talk about them in a refreshing and relatable way. The show will leave you with concrete takeaways that help you better understand yourself and the world, and also create lasting change in your life, all within the power of fandom. If you enjoy these topics as much as we do, we cannot more highly suggest checking out Starship Therapies wherever you listen to podcasts. Hi, welcome to the Sartorial Geek podcast. I'm Jordan Ellis of Jordan and Danae, and I'm here with Liz Crowder.
Hey guys.
And it's our 50th episode.
Woo, 50! We're 50!
It's so crazy. That means it's been almost a year. Well, the funny thing is our episode count does not match up with week count because for a while we did 2 episodes a week, and then for a while we did none episodes.
It's all the same. We are organized. It's fine. Yeah. Everything matches up perfectly.
Our official year celebration will be next month because our first magazine came out in March.
Yep.
And our
last magazine.
No, I was like, what's the word for the next magazine? The next magazine will come out in March too, which will be because they're quarterly, we started in the spring and then it'll be spring again, which is great.
Yeah, right. So we started in the spring and then spring comes again. It happened once and then there will be a new spring.
So it will be a 1 year anniversary, and that's the way that these things work.
Jordan's not doing so great with the words.
No. So evening. Good luck to this episode. Sorry, everyone.
It's going to get weirder.
But I'm saying everything in the dumbest way.
What do you need? What do you need from me? Help me help you.
Episode, very cool. Yeah. I started talking about the spring issue of our magazine for no reason, because what we're supposed to talk about is the winter issue of the magazine that just came out. Well, I mean, both are exciting.
Sure,
you should subscribe to our magazine subscription, and then you can get both.
Yes, please subscribe to our subscription.
It's actually, I was thinking about it, so it's $5 an issue right now, which is only $20 a year, which is
that's
pretty
cheap,
affordable. A lot of,
yeah,
it's not always affordable to everyone all the time, but it's not too bad.
No, it's not the worst. Could be worse.
And you can also get a digital version for absolutely free.
So everyone can afford
list.
that.
Yeah. And you can read everything, and you can print out the crossword puzzle that's always on the last page, which is very fun. The theme for issue 4, which just came out, was entertainment.
Which is the winter issue and not the spring issue.
Yeah. We'll be talking about that next month.
For sure.
And there are some super, super cool interviews and articles in here. So I actually, the cover story is an interview that Che Grayson did with Kelly Sue DeConnick, which we started talking to her about doing it last March. So it was almost a full year in the making to get that to happen.
Circle. Exactly. But it was worth the wait.
Very cool.
I would say, yes.
Me too. And it's awesome because if anyone doesn't know her, she, you can read about it in the interview, but she was a huge part of bringing Captain Marvel into a character that people are talking about now. And her story was really incredible. And that movie's coming out soon.
Yeah, it's awesome. You should read it. And also follow her everywhere.
Yes. She's doing very cool things.
And she has really cool hair.
And already is doing very cool things. Yeah. And there's really great art in this issue. We worked with a lot of cool illustrators.
We always do, but there are some new ones this issue. Yeah. And it's good. Everything's good. Just looks really good.
Everything is, This, I thought this issue was going to kill me, but it didn't, and it's out. I'm very, very happy that it finally happened, and I love it so much.
Yeah, so which is what we say every issue. We're like, no way we pulled this off. And then
we did.
And then magically, everything just comes together.
Yeah, special shout out to Studio Bueno, who it's Martin and Jenny, and they have designed every issue so far, and they are freaking amazing.
They really
and
are.
Everything looks great and is beautiful. So going on, well, I don't actually know. Is this next part going along with the theme of entertainment?
If you are entertained by what happens next. Yes.
So Liz and I are trying to figure out like what to talk about, because we wanted to do something like kind of special for the 50th episode, but then we also didn't think of anything to do until we started recording.
Right. This is very on the fly.
So Liz had a great idea.
Well, don't say it was my idea. I don't want to claim it until I know it's successful.
An idea happened, and at the end of the episode, we'll tell you if it was Liz's idea.
So here's what maybe Liz, maybe Jordan decided we could do.
Oh, you're just going to give it to me if it sucks. Thank you.
Both of us. We'll do 50-50. We'll share the blame.
Thanks, Liz.
If it's amazing, I will take full credit because it was my idea. So we decided as like an experiment for episode 50, because we just didn't really know how to format it. I was going to come up with 3 questions that Jordan doesn't know about. And she was going to come up with 3 questions that I don't know about. And then we're going to ask each other. We're going to alternate. So like 1 and 1. And then, we'll see what happens. Yeah, I have no idea what this is going to turn into, but I'm into it. You sound very nervous.
I'm a little nervous. I'm mostly a little nervous because, and it's fine. Like I'm not scared, but like
you are.
Liz has known me for, oh my God, so many years.
10, 11, 12?
12, I think.
Years?
So like, you could ask a lot of questions.
I could, but I only get 3 shots. So like, if we
kind of makes me even more nervous.
If we put this format in further episodes, like shit could get real. But I'm ready. I feel like I'm not going to embarrass you too much.
No, and if you do, whatever. You guys know everything. You guys can know everything about me. I don't have so many secrets.
We don't have secrets.
I mean, maybe I'll find out that I have more secrets than I did. So who asks first?
Liz does, because it was her idea. Oh no, I'm talking about myself in the third person. Ugh, let's dial that back. Let's rewind. That never happened. I would like to go first.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, here we go. Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, Jordan.
Yes.
What is something most people hate that you actually really love?
Oh, I really, really love doing laundry.
No, I didn't know about you.
I love having laundry be clean and folded. Like, I hate having things in my hamper, and I love when everything is like I like doing laundry. Well, maybe this was also because for my entire adult life, I never had laundry machines in my home, and now I have one in my building. So it's like,
girl, I have one in my house, in my basement, that we own, that we don't pay for, that are new. They are brand new, and I still. So let me clarify. When you say you love doing laundry, do you like putting it in the wash, putting it in the dryer, and then nothing else, or are you like the serial killer who can then fold it and put it away?
So I'm not going to say like, I feel like, you know how, have you been watching the Marie Kondo show?
I read the book. Yeah, girl.
You know how when she's like, I know, like, I love doing this, but like, I'm not perfect at it. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's me. Like, I mean, there is a basket of laundry sitting next to me right now that I haven't folded yet. So I'm not
How long has it been?
One day.
So it's not crazy.
So full disclosure, I have a basket of very clean laundry, and I don't mix my dirties and my cleans. Like, they are very separate.
Good, because that would be...
Some people do.
No.
Some people do. Andrew is one of them. So I have like a pile of dirty laundry in a hamper in my room, and then a pile of clean laundry in the basement next to my dryer. For me to bring that upstairs, fold it and put it away, I have to have... It's probably been about... I'm going to be very real with the public right now. A full month.
Liz!
A month.
Let me help you.
I need to mentally and physically prepare myself to just like give a section of my day away to folding and putting away clothes that I'm just going to wear again.
I mean, okay, I do understand that, but I love like putting on like a trashy TV show or listening to like my favorite murder or another podcast that I like and just like getting a chore done. I think it's like the fact that it's start to finish and then done. Like, I don't like doing dishes, but I do when they're dirty and then they're clean afterwards. I hate the middle.
Dishes. I like.
Oh. Well, then let's just trade.
I do like doing dishes because I like that like warm, soapy feeling. And now we have a dishwasher, so I use that. But that's the one room in my house I'm pretty clean. Relatively clean. My laundry is like a different story. I don't leave it everywhere. It has areas that it can go. I'm not great about laundry. I just like don't give a shit. But my kitchen, I keep it pretty clean and organized. I don't have dishes piling up. Like I think it's because I cook so much and my kitchen is so small.
Opposite.
Yeah. But laundry, like, and I love clothes. I love clothes, but I'm like, what's closest to me on the floor? That outfit? This is what I'm wearing to work today.
That is so funny.
I still look cute every day. I think that's why my outfits are so wild, because it's like,
so
we can put these two things together, right?
Listen, man, it works.
We need a top and a bottom. Those are the only rules.
Yeah, I mean, you dress better than I do, so clearly the laundry situation is not.
Clothing brings me joy. Washing clothing and drying clothing and then putting said clothing away brings me no joy. None. Absolutely none.
So funny.
I will say that my drawers and my closet are very organized. And I think that's why I need to like take a minute. I can't just throw things in.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do it, I have to do it right. I can't have it just like all jumbled all over the place because I need to know how to find things, which is the librarian in me. So I've got a system. I like roll. I'm an excellent packer. I just like, if I'm not ready to put shit away, it's just not happening. It's just not happening. So a full month, I'll be honest with you.
That's so funny.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Okay. So my question is, I was very, very inspired by the magazine because it was sitting in front of me when I thought up these questions. So my question is, because we talk a lot about fanfic in the magazine, have you ever written a fanfic in your life?
So this is going to come as a shock to you because you know I love fantasy and writing. I haven't.
So then my second question, just because I want you to tell the story.
About the romance novel?
Yeah. Because I actually didn't know if you've ever written fanfic, but I was like, I do know that you
So do you want me to tell my most embarrassing story ever to the universe?
I sure do.
Because that's what it is. Okay, so this story starts, what year was it? I was 12, and I'm almost 31 now. So I don't do math, but you can just you can guess. I was 12 years old. And I was a pretty sheltered kid. I wasn't allowed to do a lot of stuff. We didn't have television. We didn't have cable. I think I had one VHS. Oh, two. Remember the Titans was one, and then Harriet the Spy was the other.
Wow, that's such a great collection. That's so funny.
We would just watch them on repeat. I think at one point we had Inspector Gadget with, what's his face? Who was also in the new rendition of The Producers.
Oh, Broderick?
Yes, Matthew Broderick.
That was not one of my VHSs, so I don't know that one as well.
Okay,
but.
well, we should actually watch it together. But so those are like the 3 things we could watch and repeat. But I went to the library a lot because that was like free, and we didn't have a lot of money, and there were a lot of kids. So I used to, as like a rebellious, which I wasn't rebellious at all. I was a very, very square child. I would go to the library and I would like sneak into the romance section, which was near where all the old people played chess. They put us all in the same area, and I would just like read a bunch of romance novels. And I'm a big reader, and I read things from start to finish. This was the one genre where I would just like pick the good parts out. I'd like skim.
I mean, you figured that trick out young then, because there is no reason to read an entire romance novel.
Books I hate, I'm still like, I start reading them, I'm like, this is bad, and I don't skim. I'm like, I'm just going to. I read one full Twilight book, and it nearly killed me, but I was like, I started it, I'm going to finish it. So I would skim to the good parts, and then I took it upon myself, which, you know what, I guess you could say this is fanfic, in a way. I wrote, I didn't write a novel. I wrote.
Yeah, how long was this?
It was probably about 10 pages.
All right.
It was just smut.
Did you write it as just the good parts, or did you write like a start to finish?
Yeah, girl. That's what I'm saying. It was not, there was no narrative arc.
Great.
There wasn't character development. It was just sex. And like really graphic, really disgusting, really pornographic, like 12-year-old Christian 12-year-olds who can't watch cable do not know this. They don't know how to write like this. And I didn't copy anything. It was all like from my own imagination.
This brings me so much joy. I love this story.
So so I wrote it. I was kind of proud of it. You know, it was I don't remember where I kept it. Wherever
did you like tell your friends or anything?
No, I told nobody.
It was a secret. I know you kept it in your room.
I did. For like obvious reasons, like it was for myself.
I'll let you tell the end of the story.
I was going through puberty, whatever. I had reasons for keeping it in my room, whatever. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story is that my parents found it. Again, very Christian upbringing. They called me into their bedroom, which, thinking back on it, why would that be the venue to have this conversation with me? But they called me into their bedroom and they sat me down. And I think to like further embarrass me, my mom may have read an excerpt.
Oh, that sounds like something your mom would do.
Because she's rude. And then she said, like, so what's this about? How do you know this stuff? This is titillating to me as an adult woman. Where did you see this? What are you watching? And I lied, which I hope my parents didn't listen to this podcast, because I don't think I ever told them that I lied. I just told you, Jordan, that I lied. And I told them that I copied it out of the pages of a book I found in the library. I was inspired for sure by said books in the library. I didn't copy a goddamn thing. That was from my heart and my soul and my loins.
Wait, does it still exist somewhere? Like, do you have it, or did they take it?
No, they didn't give it back to me. They didn't give it back to me.
I wish they gave it back to you. They
maybe burned it. I don't know if they did. But that is like my romance novel-y version of fanfic.
Well, and also, when your mom was in town for your wedding, we talked about it. I didn't. She did.
Jordan.
I didn't bring it up. She was talking about, I don't even remember.
You never told me this.
I forgot. You were very busy. You were getting married.
Yes.
Somehow that came out. I think we might have. Wait, this is funny. I hope that this memory is correct. We may have been talking about how you were writing your own vows and how you're very good at writing, and then it came out that your mom
what did she say?
She just said it was shockingly good.
Oh, it was real good.
And she was like very torn, because on the one hand, she was like, wow, this is very, very impressive, but also you're a child. And I don't know what to do.
I think they did. I think they were like, we don't want to squash your creativity, which again is very progressive for Christian parents.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But they were like, I
mean, you didn't stop, so they clearly didn't like ruin that.
Well, I stopped writing smut. It did scare me away from that. But I hope that one day I can circle back, right? Like, I'm sure you will. Back to that. I think I could write a pretty kick-ass romance novel.
Well, and what I should have inserted before when I was saying like you don't need to read a whole romance novel is I feel like in the past 20-ish years since that genre of romance novels was coming out, like there are good ones now. Sure. So like you could join the circle of like legit good romance novels.
Yeah. Or I could just like sneak it into everything else that I write, which is what I'm currently trying to do.
Yeah, I like that too.
Well, maybe that's a pretty good question, girl.
Maybe in the future there will be a Sartorial Geek romance novel line that you'll just
couldn't we?
Sure could. Okay.
Question number 2. Okay. We're going to dial it all the way back because I told you I mixed it up a little bit. Question number 2 for Jordan. What food could you eat every day?
Oh, I think about this all the time.
That's funny.
Which is, don't ask why I have a answer at the ready. I could eat chips and salsa I could eat that, I think, as my only food. Like, that is
interesting.
It's not that it's my most favorite. It's not that it's like there are meals that I enjoy more than that. But every time I'm eating chips and salsa, like, especially at, restaurants where they're unlimited, I never want to stop.
Do you ever do you ever wish there was more, like a cheese or a sour cream?
I mean, yeah, I love nachos, but there's a limit. I can't eat nachos forever. You know what I mean? Like,
couldn't you though?
No, like if there are like unlimited fries or like unlimited mozzarella sticks, I start feeling like I don't want to eat them anymore.
Chips and salsa are so snacky. It's just so snacky that I get mad.
I have that thought about chips and salsa before. I could eat them forever.
That is bizarre.
Especially if they're like fresh chips and pico de gallo. That's like
pico
my
is
number
like
one.
that's like a salt that to my body feels like you're eating something real. Salsa. That's not pico de gallo.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't love like a can.
It's like hummus. It's like It's like this is good for a moment, but now I'm gonna need to switch gears.
Not me. I mean,
I eat even a lot more than you, though. I am a substantial eater.
Well. Now you know the thing I can eat on repeat forever.
That I couldn't. So the only time, sometimes I think I like chips and salsa, and I don't not like it. Sometimes I think, yes, this is something I can just eat nonstop, and then I start to get mad. The only way I can do it, and this is like super gross, is if there's sour cream involved.
No, that's good. I mean, I didn't know how good that was until like earlier this year. It's very good.
Do you want to know the 2 grossest things that I do sometimes when no one's looking?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I don't know.
Okay, so take out the tortilla chips altogether.
No.
And substitute potato chips.
Okay.
I like to dip potato chips in sour cream.
Well,
which in my head I'm like, it's a baked potato.
Is there more, or is that it? Does it get worse?
Oh, that's the full thing. Well, no, there's one other chip that I could substitute. What? This is how it gets worse. And know, I don't eat a ton of processed food. I just didn't.
You're also like maybe the biggest like gourmet that's actually a real person that
just
I know.
Because
so
that's how I was raised, right? Are you ready for the chip?
Yeah.
Doritos.
What?
Yeah, I like to dip.
Doritos with sour cream?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I've actually never told anyone that. I just do it. It's like my deepest shame. And I don't have Doritos that often, but like when Andrew will sometimes surprise me and buy a big bag, which is like, thank you, but also like, this is kindling. Like, you could start a fire.
Yeah, we eat them at D&D a lot, and I'm always like, I'll eat one. No. Just kidding, I'll eat all of them.
Like, don't bring them in my home because I will be gluttonous, and I'm not often gluttonous.
But what I was going to say to make you feel better, I can't help with the Doritos and sour cream. That might be a new
cheese, girl.
But potato chips with sour cream is kind of like sour cream and onion potato chips. So I was
gonna say a baked potato, but sure, or like loaded, or like potato skins. Both of those,
that's real.
Yeah. So I'm
not as judgy about that one.
I mean, I'm not gonna stop.
No, that's excellent.
I bake my own bread, man. I know.
Weekends, so
I wanted to experiment with buttercream because the number one buttercream I've made in the past, just because it's easiest, is the American buttercream, which is like powdered sugar and butter.
I mean, didn't know there were different kinds.
So many different kinds.
This is how next level you are normally.
The German buttercream, which according to this woman that I love, she has amazing waffles and amazing pie crust from scratch. And I made her buttercream for the first time. She says it's the indie powerhouse of buttercreams. So you make like a vanilla pudding, kind of. It's like milk and sugar. She doesn't love powdered sugar, so it's just like regular sugar, and you kind of and vanilla and egg, and you whip it for 5 minutes on the stove, which actually really hurt my arm. And then
that's a long time.
It was a very long time. I was like watching the clock, like, please, can I stop?
Please be over.
And then once that's cooled, you fold it into whipped butter, and so it's German buttercream. It was fucking amazing. It was
so good.
Yes, Eric was actually over and he had some. It was really good. So I think that's my go-to buttercream. But the fact that I cook so much makes me feel better about sometimes being like, I want to dip this Dorito in sour cream. Come at me. What are you going to say to me?
You do whatever you want.
That is just my fridge.
That's so funny.
I know. Yeah. So, okay, your question number 2.
This episode of the Sartorial Geek podcast is sponsored by Jordan Dene. Jordan Dene is your one-stop shop for fandom fashion. We've got everything you need to put together a casual cosplay outfit or add a little geekery to your home. Our designs are all inspired by our favorite characters in stories throughout history and pop culture. You can check us out at conventions all over the country at jordandene.com and all over the internet at Jordan Dene NYC.
My question number 2, if I was asking this to myself, I would say, what's your guilty pleasure TV show? But I think because it's you, it should be what's your guilty pleasure like thing to read, like book or magazine, because I feel like you enjoy that more.
I've read, I don't want to say some pretty bad fantasy, but my literary critic doesn't shut off when I'm reading fantasy, but I'm a bit more forgiving because I
totally know what you're talking about.
I just want to escape. And there's a ton of super amazing fantasy. There's so much that I don't really have to shut off my literary critic, but like there are times. What was the book? You know what? I'm not going to give away the ending because it was shocking and bad, and probably everyone's read it by now. But it wasn't Twilight level bad.
Okay,
which is okay. I think that's my 0.
Okay, yeah.
That's so bad. The writing was just so bad. I could not.
Did you read, just because I'm curious, this is not a real question, did you read 50 Shades of Grey?
I was told that I should because the protagonist, or like whoever ties her up and shit, is a guy pilot, like my husband.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, so they were like, oh, you should read it for that. I did not.
I haven't either. I was just wondering, I was sort of curious, because it's a Twilight fanfic, right?
Yes.
Or it's like a spinoff of that?
Yes.
I was wondering how it compares
Twilight is
to Twilight.
Bad.
Right.
The writing is so 4th grade, and I'm not even saying that like pretentiously. Like that's just what it is. It's
I had a hard time and couldn't get past halfway through book 2, and like I am no critic. So like if I couldn't finish
I was like, are you just not trying?
Yeah.
Is that what's happening here? Because, you know, like I was hesitant to read Harry Potter, but I read it and I loved it. You know, I love Patrick Rothfuss and Name of the Wind, which is like some of the best fantasy I've read in my life. Like, just so good. I can't stop thinking about it. So like I have levels, I have layers, but I just give it a little bit more. Hunger Games is an example. It's not.
Fair.
It's probably not ever going to join like the literary canon. Is it compelling? Fuck yeah. Did I stay up all night reading all 3 books? Absolutely.
I cried so much reading
that's how you move a story forward. Like if it was it's a study in how to write compellingly. Not necessarily well, but like enough that people just want to keep turning the pages. So
that may actually be the last book series that I couldn't like, not because nothing else good has like come out since then. That's just, I think, the last series that I actually read.
Similar one. Well, I can't even remember the title.
Was it one of like the other movie trilogies that happened around the same time?
Like Crunchy, like I don't.
Divergent?
Yes.
I didn't read those. I saw the first movie and I couldn't.
I did read those
anymore.
No, I wouldn't. I would not do that.
Yeah, I stopped.
I wouldn't judge the book based on the movie. So that's what I read, where I fucking hated the ending. But I read it when I was in Italy. It's easy. It is an easy read.
Maybe I'll read it just to know what happens. I feel like
I think you will like it.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean, I liked all the other things that happened then that were the same as it.
Based on what I know about you. And so it's like, it's similar. It's like, I don't know if people are going to get mad when I say this, because I don't actually know how people compare these two things, or like how people view Hunger Games in relation to Divergent. I think they're very similar writing-wise, like the level.
I mean, that's honestly why I didn't read it, because again, this is like a completely ignorant assumption or idea that I just have based on nothing. But I was like, these are the same thing at the same time. I'll just do Hunger Games and not do any more things like that.
Definitely different. And I did actually, and maybe this will be enough to get you to try to read them. I read all 3, and I read them while I was in Italy the second time, which also sounds really pretentious. But I was there for grad school, and so I was there by myself, just like literally by myself, hanging out.
What a dream vacation, though.
Actually, because I ate a lot of prosciutto and brie and baguettes, and I would wine is super cheap there, so I would get like house wine and sit. There was like a terrace at my hotel, which wasn't like a fancy hotel, but you know, there are just terraces because it's Italy. And so I would just like sit out, and so I found this. I brought the first one with me, finished it pretty quickly, and then was like, well, I kind of want to know what happened. So I bought the other 2 while I was there. I was only there 2 weeks, and I finished all 3 of them. And I actually, up until I would say the last chapter, and you'll see why I say that when you read them. I wasn't like, this is the best thing I've ever read, but I was like, this is compelling. This is enough. This is on Netflix. Like, I will read till the end. So I feel like that's the next series you should try. Because I think you will be invested.
I like reading things that 15-year-olds like reading.
Then this is perfect.
Yeah.
It's very light. It's fluffy. It's fluffy. Like German buttercream.
That's also, we'll tie it back in. That's also good. Like, I mean, because I don't have like commuting time anymore, if I'm reading, it's to like slow down and like shut off.
This will do that for you.
Not think too much.
It's going to feel like a CW show.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. I was like, what's your book version of a CW show?
Divergent, read them. Read this. Read it, because I think that you will really like it.
All right.
And let me know what you think. You can.
Do you have them?
2 I bought on my Kindle. Okay. 1 I bought in real life, and I may have left it on the plane.
Yeah,
to somebody else. but they are, I think the words are just big. They aren't as big as they look.
Into it. I'm into it. Cool.
Oh, it's my turn again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Last question.
I
almost made it out safely. What is this question
you didn't
gonna be?
really.
Okay.
Are you ready?
All right.
You have to be honest because we love these people, Jordan, that are listening, and we want...
I was like, what kind of question are you asking about people I love?
No. Okay. We love these people who are listening, and we want them to hear our honest selves. This is episode 50,
Christ.
right? We're mixing it up. So, number 3.
Yes.
What is something you've always wanted to say but have been too polite to say it?
Oh my God.
Don't think, do it.
In what context? Doesn't matter. Mm. Okay. I think the thing that I want to scream the most is be fucking polite to customer service.
Good.
I can't. The number of emails I get that are like, so unnecessarily rude to start, and then after one response are like, oh my God, thank you so much, everything's great. I'm like, could you not have just ruined my next 20 minutes of unnecessary, hi, this is wrong, what are you gonna do to fix it? I don't know, I will try if you can just take it a little bit easy, my God. So I think that's the thing I scream alone at my computer the most. Like, do you have to be rude here? I will fix the damn problem.
So what Jordan wants to say, but has been too polite to say, is that don't be impolite.
Also, I mean, I thank God I don't think I would still be doing this job. Which is also, actually, that's funny as you said that. It's the opposite of fuck politeness from My Favorite Murder, but in a different context where, like, this is not a stranger who is maybe going to, like, try to steal your car or, like, murder you. This is
a corporation.
This is, like, people are people, and there is just no reason to be unnecessarily rude, especially if you're asking for something. For sure. Like, I think I mean, I talk about this a lot. I think there's maybe something that's left over from like a decade or two ago when there wasn't like social accountability and there weren't as many startups who made it their goal to be like good at customer service. Like, I think our parents and when we were younger, you like kind of had to be nasty to get what you wanted because no one would help you otherwise. I'm not
sure, though, that's always true. I think that's just what we were taught. You know, that's why there's that meme about the can I speak to the manager haircut?
Right.
That is a type of person.
That's very true.
I've never in my life been rude to customer service, even when they deserved it. I once had my doctor, actually not once, twice, make me sit out in the waiting room for 3 hours, finally call me in, come in to talk to me, and then leave in the middle of a question to be like, oh, oops, I wasn't supposed to talk to you yet. And not to be fair, actually, I'll leave this in. This is when I was this is the doctor I had when I was on Medicaid. Then I got a full-time, a salaried position where they gave me healthcare. And so I was no longer on Medicaid, but I kept the doctor just because it was easier than switching. And I recently switched because I was like, I can't do this anymore. But even when they were that fucking rude and unprofessional, I don't yell at customer service. I'm polite to the lady who tells me I have to wait 4 hours, even though I rush there from work. Like, that's a type. It is a type of person that's not. I don't know.
I think you're right, and I think. I mean, I'm not going to say it's never worked for anyone. I'm sure it has before. I'm sure people do get scared. But in general, like, I mean, we say this about social media a lot too. Like, the person on the other end is a real person who, like, the way that you interact with them can really ruin their day or their minute even. Like, it's just, I mean, also, this is something I maybe shouldn't say
the comment we got on our blog?
No. I probably shouldn't admit this, but I have, like, I will go out of my way and bend rules for people who are, like, kind.
You do.
And don't always do that for people who are rude. Like there are people who have had, there are people who have had like net negative interactions with me in customer service, and so I just like
you do the bare minimum.
Do not do anything.
Yeah, you do the bare minimum. You do what you're expected to do, and you don't go above and beyond. That's just human nature. But if you are just marginally more kind, you get more. You just get more. That's how the world works. Like,
and then everyone is just happier and better, and
you're happier. Like the person who's not being rude is like less mad because they're not being rude. Like you being rude also affects your day.
Yeah,
like,
no, seriously,
you have a bad attitude.
It absolutely does.
Yeah, it doesn't just affect the person you're attacking. So I think that's solid.
Yeah. Also, I mean, again, I am very, very lucky that 99% of customer service interactions that I've had with Jordan and I have been like amazingly great. And honestly, I may have like quit the business if that wasn't true. Yeah. But like as of right now, at least I'm the person answering all the emails. So like, just be nice to me, guys.
You don't have like a huge,
it's me. Like if you have a problem, I'll fix it. Just but like don't ruin my day for her.
So if you're rude, then you're rude to her.
I'm just
know.
For a while.
Like if you know that's who you're being rude to and you don't want to dial it back, fine.
I mean,
that's fair. But like just know.
Just know it's me, and sometimes I get real sad.
It does.
I'm just. Actually, then I just text Liz and I'm like, I need to respond because I am so frustrated.
Why are people like this? And I'm like, I deal with rude people all day long.
Nice to me.
No one's ever nice to me. So
also,
I'm very used to rude customers, and I just like. It doesn't even register anymore. I just very politely.
That's the thing. You have to shut it off. You have to shut off that part of your brain that cares.
And you have to still like. I have a way, just because I've been doing it for so many years, of like people are rude to my face, and I don't back down, but I don't react. I just like keep doing what I was going to do anyways. Just like I won't. I can't actually tell this story because my job is super confidential.
Yeah, so I will vouch for how true that is. Like you are very, very good at being professional, but not not budging an inch.
But I can't. Like this is my job, and I appreciate that you're upset, and like maybe you don't understand why I have to do what I have to do. But there are rules in place, and like I'm answering to somebody too. So I'm just gonna do this thing that I said I was going to do, and you can watch me do it. We can talk about it. You can express your frustration. I talk to them like I do toddlers, like because I was a nanny for a while too. Like I know that this is hard for you, and like you have big feelings. Like I get that. I appreciate that. I respect them, but like this is just the way that it has to be right now. And that's just like the voice and the tone that I use. And if I think of them as little babies, I don't get that bent out of shape.
Yeah, that is I should do more of that.
I'll teach you my ways.
That's good advice. You've already taught me a lot of ways that I appreciate. So
I'm pretty patient.
I'll adopt that one too.
I'm like pretty generous, even when people are just being dicks.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you are very good at that.
I know.
That is admirable.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so my last question is, I hope this isn't, well, I'll just ask it and see what happens. I hope this isn't too hard. I don't think it is.
Well, if it is, I'll just not answer you.
What would your dream interview for the magazine be if you could like pick any human being?
A human.
Well, I mean, I guess not necessarily a human.
Probably one of my favorite authors, like or like not. Well, I guess you could call Manuel Miranda an author. Because he writes a bunch of stuff. Or like Patrick Rothfuss.
Really good.
And they're like working together on turning my favorite book of the moment into a TV show and a video game. And if I could get both of them.
That is maybe the best dream interview answer.
I mean, that's like that, or someone who feels more attainable just because he's so personable on social media.
You gonna say John Barrowman?
Yeah, man. I feel like you could write to him in a comment and be like, "Hi, we love you and we would love to talk to you on the podcast or like in the magazine," and he would just do it. So recently I saw on Instagram someone wrote a comment that was like, "My daughter's on the same flight as you. She's obsessed with you. She would lose her mind if you just went back to her. Here's her seat number and just like say hello." And he went back, and I guess the woman got the seat number wrong because there wasn't that seat number. So he wrote her on Instagram like very publicly for everyone to see and was like, "I went back there and I tried." Like he left first class and he tried to like give this girl like the best flight of her life, and she got the seat number wrong, and he was like, "I hope you see this, like maybe you can give me updated information and I'll try again, but like I just want you to know that I tried." Like that is something
that is so sweet.
No, nearly made me cry, and that's like something most celebrities just don't do.
No, not at all.
So those are my 3, which actually that wasn't a hard question for me.
That's good. I was hoping because sometimes when you ask like, "What's your favorite?" questions, people get very stressed out that they're going to like offend someone or like not say their top most favorite thing ever.
Or David Tennant, but like I don't want him on the podcast or the magazine. I want him in my bed. So
also like I can't talk to him. Are you kidding me? That would be.
I remember when we saw him and I literally just ran up to him and gave him a big bear hug.
Yeah, you would be much better at that.
This is mine now.
Do you listen to his podcast?
I just subscribed.
If anyone who's listening to us did not know that David Tennant now has a podcast, yeah, it's super new. So this may actually be new information for you. You gotta listen.
It's called David Tennant Has a Podcast, isn't it?
I think I am going to admit I haven't listened to it yet because I'm just not ready.
It's
like
I think he has 2 or 3 episodes. One is with
Jodie Whittaker, right?
Yes, and then I forget who the first one was with because I only just found out about it. I am ready. I just need a spare minute so I can give him 110% of my attention.
I think it's going to change my life, and I just need to be...
His voice is so beautiful to listen to.
I know.
And guess what? He's talking in his real accent.
I know.
So it's proper Scottish.
Oh my gosh. I can't take it.
I can.
I know. It's so good.
So like I would want him to be on, but I also wouldn't want to share him, if that makes any sense. I would want him to like if you asked me who I would want to have coffee with,
right,
he would be the one.
Well, I promise. I was about to say I promise if somehow magically we ever get him to do an interview, you can have the interview all to yourself. But I immediately regretted thinking that I would say that.
Well, say it because in theory you would be on it, but you probably would be too nervous.
That's my gift to you, Liz.
You're nervous
you
now?
Can do it all by yourself.
No, you can sit in, and then like if you feel like you can say something, jump in, girl.
I feel like words are possible.
Jump in, and if not, Mama will take over.
Also, I just love. I want to do an actual count to see what percentage of our episodes
talk about David Tennant
involve David Tennant. It's most.
Well,
and I'm very happy.
I've loved him for quite some time.
Yeah.
And now I have his photo on my wall and I'm in it.
Oh boy. Yeah.
And my Wi-Fi name is TARDIS. Like I'm not like a little bit obsessed. Like I went to the Doctor Who experience in Wales. Like I went to Cardiff so I could fly the TARDIS, and now that place is closed, but I did it and I got a t-shirt.
That was like way before I even like heard of the show.
I know, because I've been obsessed for, a little minute. So
yeah, you were my wingman at the first Doctor Who convention I went to.
That was my first convention ever because you said it's Doctor Who, and you were like, you like this? What is it? And I was like, I'm coming.
Yeah, I said, come sit at my booth. So if someone asks a question, I won't.
And it was the first Li Who.
Yeah.
It had not existed before.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like a bunch of firsts. The whole place smelled like nerd farts, but
it definitely did. That was a super gross hotel, the first one.
Disgusting.
Yeah, that was not ideal. That was super not ideal. Yeah.
But Doctor Who, I saw a lot of TARDISes in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah.
So here we are.
What good memories. This was great. We could do this again. Maybe I shouldn't give you more time to think about questions that I will.
No, this is, I feel good about this. I feel like this is a format, like maybe in 100 episodes, we can revisit it, maybe sooner. Who knows? Maybe
also, thank you for telling your most embarrassing story and not making me say anything that embarrassing. I appreciate it.
I do not even care, do I? I was like, yeah, sure, I know the one. I'll tell that story.
Thank you. That was really the only idea that I had. I wanted to talk about
next to no shame. I'm not easily embarrassed.
That's a gift.
Well, no, it's because my life has been so embarrassing. That sense has just been beaten down. It's like buried deep. It takes a lot. I can get there, but it takes a significant amount.
I'm so sad. That's the reason why, but it's so funny.
So whatever, sure. Whatever you want to know.
Oh my God. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed this episode and getting to know us a little better.
Yeah,
this was pretty real.
Yeah.
I would say this is
the most real we've ever been on the podcast. Thanks for sticking with us for 50 episodes. Here's what you get. Our gift to you. Our deepest, darkest secrets and shames.
Yep. And seriously, thank you for letting us get to 50 episodes. We wouldn't do this if we didn't have any listeners. Thanks for listening.
Could you imagine? If 0 people downloaded episodes and we were still talking.
No. That's where I have slightly too much shame to do.
Talking out into the void.
I could not do 50 episodes with guests that just 0 people were listening to.
I don't think we would have guests in that case.
I mean, thank you. Thank you, people, for not letting that be my reality. That would just be so dark.
Because if you don't, and we don't have listeners, we will get a little.
That is true. That is true. Please help us keep having
one
listeners.
person. Your grandma. Maybe not this episode, but like another one.
We try to mark all the explicit ones. So if you want to share with your grandma,
I'll make it easy. Anytime you see Liz Crowder, there will be cursing. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
No one has been mad about it, so I don't think it's bothering anyone.
I'll check Twitter and see.
Listen, people love complaining about things, so please don't start, everyone, but we have gotten very few complaints. So,
this specific thing. We've gotten complaints about other stuff.
That's true.
People don't like feminism or women's rights.
That is very true.
Or Mary Poppins. We got a real rude comment about Mary Poppins on the blog. Did you see that?
No.
Someone wrote, she literally wrote, this seems like, so Tiffany Lestrella, who writes the most lyrical, beautiful, heartfelt articles about stuff that she's
wonderful.
I know, it was her article about Mary Poppins, and it was beautiful. Her article was beautiful. She liked it. She liked the new movie that came out. Like, that's what she was saying. And someone commented,
it was so cute too, and all these little gifts.
I know, and she put those in. I didn't. That was her.
It was wonderful.
I know. She was like she invested a lot of heart and time to give us this article that I loved, and I'm like the harshest critic, I feel like. And I was like, absolutely, sign of approval, let's publish this. And then someone commented, this feels like what did she say? Something like Disney paid us. It was like Disney propaganda with no critical analysis. Yeah, and I read it and I was like, you know what? I will publish that because I don't like to only publish positive comments. Like, we moderate all our comments, y'all. We fiercely moderate, but I let a lot of stuff slide just because I'm open to differing opinions, so I let
anything that's just not straight up like rude to our authors
or spam. We get a lot of spam. I just wrote back, I'm sorry that you felt that way. It's not. Disney did not pay us. Wish that they would.
I cannot tell you how thrilled I am that was happening.
But it's not. I'm sorry that you feel it that way. Thanks for reading.
Also, sorry, it's so hard for you to imagine that someone had a different opinion.
I know, it was like aggressive. She came she went from I won't even say 0 to 100. It was just 100.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, girl.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, I mean, do what you gotta
we can take it, but we appreciate
if you don't.
how much more positive than negative feedback we have gotten.
Don't do that. Like, we're not sad if you don't do that.
But related to that, I shouldn't even say this now that we're talking about this, but related to that, we would love reviews on iTunes, especially. Yeah. And since we are talking about our new issue of the magazine on this episode, if you want to subscribe, or if you just want to get the one, it's $5. It's on the website. There are links literally everywhere. Yes.
And we have a new one, like very, very nearly ready to go for.
Yeah, these are coming. This is the best time to subscribe because these two are coming out back to back. Yeah,
the new spring that is coming up. Spring. Yes, subscribe because we got a lot of magazines ready to go, a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, thank you. And I mean, if anyone from Disney is listening and you want to sponsor us, please. Or also if anyone from anywhere is listening and you want to work with us, Disney would be rad. But if you are a smaller nerdy business and you want to get in front of our audience, just let us know.
We are preferable.
Yeah,
we like to
truly
shop local.
Yeah. We would love to work with you. So have a great week, everyone.
What were you gonna say? Everything?
I was gonna say have a great night, but like that's just because it's nighttime right now. I don't know if you're gonna listen at nighttime. So
have a great night, morning. Have a great everything.
Every day has an evening.
Oh God, here we go again with the springs.
Okay,
every year has a spring. Every day has an evening.
I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Oh my God. Thank you guys. We love you so much.
Stay nerdy, y'all.
Stay nerdy.
I just said y'all like a southern. Oh, bye.